Hi guys, welcome to Mr. Make Stuff. So in this video we're going to be talking about how to upcycle an old freezer or fridge into a planting bed, flower bed. So here we've got a basic single fridge unit, and this is basically the end result. I'm going to show you how I got here. That's a single one there, but I've also done a double one which is further along, and it's got, well, quite a few plants in there. It's got carrots and leeks in one section, and it's also got additional zucchini in the center and some foxgloves on the far right. So it's a great place to store stuff, and it's got good temperature control because obviously it's made of foam, so it kind of keeps everything nice and cozy. And I'll take you through this step by step to show how it was made. So you can see the foxgloves are doing great in this. It's from seed, so we planted it last year and it's grown up, and that's how it looks at the moment. So let's get into it. So this is what it looks like when I originally got the freezer, and it's just upcycling an old one that we had lying about in the back garage. So it's basically going to be cleaning it out and drilling a hole to make an overflow system. This is our plum tree, just a quick look there, see how it's getting on, its flowering. And okay, so the freezer, the first single one we'll do, that's peach tree over there. Let's get back to the freezer, shall we? Yes. So basically I've drilled a hole in the bottom, stuck in a PVC pipe we had lying about in the garage, and I've topped it up with water. So it's got about 2 inches of water on the bottom, which will always be sitting there ready for the plants above to soak up. And if you put more water in, or if it overflows, it'll actually come out of this pipe here and go into the bed next to it. So I'll always water this before the bed next to it to make sure the water goes straight into the bed. So there you can see it's pouring out nicely, so any overflow will come out and it'll keep its own level there. I need to put a little extra pipe so I can water directly to the bottom, which I'll show you in a second. So there, yeah, it's still coming out there, so it's nicely holding its level. Anything past that will come out. So what I'm basically going to do now is put some extra bits and bobs that we've got lying around in the garden to fill up the bottom section, because you want like a section. Normally you put gravel in there or bits of old wood and stuff, but we've got these old pine cones which I'm using. So I just fast forward a little bit to the compost bin. So basically I had a compost bin which I've emptied in the bottom of this, because I don't want to fill it up with too much compost. I want the bottom section to be wicking, so it wicks the water up. So here, thank you to Wilco, we got loads of compost, unlimited supply really. So we've got enough. Here's a second fridge that we're using, so I'll show you a quick overview of this one. So there's a similar thing. I've filled it with leaves and old pine cones and bits of wood and branches on the bottom. I've put a plant pot right in the center, which is where it's going to wick the water up from. And here I've got a little pipe going right down to the bottom, which is where we fill the water up from. So we've got a slightly slanted cut there, which means the water will go straight down. It won't get clogged up with stuff down there. Just put on the side, you can see there's a nice water bed at the bottom. And again, same thing with this one. We made a little hole in the side and stuck a pipe in, which will overflow out. And there's the bags. We've got 2, 4, 6, I can't remember how many we got. We just filled up the car and brought them. Thank you to Wilco again. Great compost, multi-purpose compost for seeding and filling beds. It's got feed in there to feed the plants as well, so it's great for vegetables or flowers. So basically this is going to be the top section, and I'll show you this now. It's got a nice fine grain for a cheaper product. So I basically cut the bag in half, and we're going to put these into the bottom section of the freezer. We'll call it a bed from now on, because it's no longer a freezer because it's becoming a flower bed. So I'm putting the compost in there. I'm going to kind of push it down, and that middle section that we included the plant pot in, I'm going to make sure that's full with the compost, because that's what will act as a wicking bit, so we kind of pull the water up using the compost, which is directly going down. So let's just break up these big bits and work this around. There, I'm finding the center section. There you go, you can see that's where the plant pot is, which is right to the bottom of the bed, flower bed I'll call it now. So we're just going to water that in so the compost sinks down, because it will sink over time, so you want to keep watering it, and because it's the new compost, it will soak up this water. So here we go, just getting through that now. full can of probably I think 10 litre can or 6 litre can. This one is the watering can again from Wilco's. And so we just put that in, and as the compost piles up it'll actually soak this up, so we want a good start because it will hold this water for quite a long time now, because obviously it's well insulated. And let's just empty that out. I might have to use a hose pipe in a bit because the water's getting sucked up. So that was half bag. Let's get some more in here now. So I'm between the two beds at the moment. This is a double bed and I've got a single one, so I'm using both of them, which would go in front of the cement beds we made last year. So those are just the block paving cement blocks on either side of the garden. So let's just get another 50 litre bags, and here you can see, just put that in. I'm planning to put carrots and leeks most likely in this section, so I want this to be a deep, nice, stone-free compost so the carrots go nice and straight. So we're going to basically add this in. I might add a bit of sand in this because carrots like it, a bit of sandy soil, so give it a bit of drainage. We don't want them sitting in soggy compost, but it's going to be okay. We'll use that now. Just break up the big bits. So yeah, it's breaking up that. I might get a bigger garden fork actually, because this small one's not doing great. It's a quite a sizable amount, because if you're putting, I think I'll put easily 4 or 5 bags in here, so that'd be what, 200 litres possibly. So let's just get that pushed down. So you would have seen at the start of the video how the plants grew in this compost, so it's really good. The foxgloves did really well. I had a zucchini in here as well, which is currently growing, and there's some carrots and leeks which are doing good. We had a bumper crop in there as well of radishes which came out before the carrots had a chance to seed, well not seed but grow fully, so we pulled the radishes out and it gave us another crop while we were waiting for the carrots to germinate. So let's get a big fork, I think. Yeah, you get another bag in there. Sand, okay, this is the mixture of sharp sand that we had lying around, so I'm going to mix that into that to give it a nice drainage. We haven't made many garden videos, we've just been busy messing about the garden, so we've not made many videos. This is a video a long time coming actually. It's a good idea just to see it, because we saw on YouTube there weren't many videos, and the ones that were there were quite old. But I think it's a good idea to upcycle stuff that kind of goes to tip and nobody really looks after. So because these were available, we just put them in and kind of did what we had to do, rather than me getting some cement blocks and building out another bed similar to how we've got further along, where we actually put the tomatoes in every year. So I'll show you a little guided tour of the garden. Maybe I'll put that in the cards. So I do a little garden update every year. It's more for us really, because we kind of see how the garden has adapted and come along over the years. So it shows we've actually, it's a gardening bug, isn't it? Once you start planting, you keep getting more and more into it, and more kind of growth happens. Just kind of lay this out and make sure it's nice and even, level, and get any big bits out. I think there's bits of cement or sand in there. That's fine, just pat it down now, and I might use a hose pipe to water it down. So basically, to summarize, we added bits of old branches and wood right at the bottom, made a hole for drainage where the water overflows from into the side, and then we put a plant pot in the middle of that, so that's what's acting as our wicking measure, so we kind of use that to suck water from the bottom. That pipe along the side there is what feeds the water right to the bottom, so it should eliminate any leaks or things going on top, because it's kind of sucking water from the bottom as opposed to top feeding. We're going to make it nice and wet, so I'm going to put a lot more compost on there, at least 6 to 8 inches of compost, which will be where the carrots can grow nicely. And hopefully I'll do a results review of the carrots at some point. But yeah, this has just been a quick overview of this. I'm hoping it helps you out. Keep an eye out for the other videos, and yep, take care and see you in the next video.